Let's go on a half-day tour of Osaka. It takes 4.5 hours. Before we go to Osaka Castle, let me give you a brief overview of Japanese history. Do you know when Japanese history began? In mythology, there were a lot of gods in Japan. The most famous goddess is Amaterasu Omakami, the goddess of the sun. The descendant of Amaterasu became the first emperor named Jimmu in Nara on February 11, 2700 years ago. So, the National Foundation Day of Japan is February 11th. The present Emperor Reiwa, who is the 126th emperor, is a male descendant of Emperor Jimmu. He is also a descendant of Amaterasu Omakami. Japan has two major religions, Shintoism and Buddhism. Shinto is Japan's ancient religion, worshipping nature and ancestor spirits. The emperor is considered a descendant of the sun goddess Amaterasu, making him a central figure in Shinto. The emperor serves as the highest priest in Shinto, performing important rituals to honor the gods. Buddhism was introduced to Japan in the 4th century. Shintoism and Buddhism haven't had conflicts, they have been coexisting. Actually, emperors treasured Buddhism. Nara was the center of Japan in ancient times. Nara was designated the capital of Japan in 710 AD. The huge statue of Buddha was erected by an emperor in 752. Then the capital of Japan was moved to Kyoto by an emperor and his government because they thought Nara was narrow and they wanted to have a new capital. Kyoto became the capital in 794 and was the capital for 1,100 years. Tokyo has been the capital for 130 years. You know, Kyoto has a much longer history as the capital. Emperors and their offices had great power, but gradually, the warriors who protected them gained power. Emperors had been at the highest position all the time, but warriors gained political power. The leader of the warriors was designated shogun by the emperor, and he established his own government called Bakufu. Kinkakuji Temple was built by a shogun, Ashikaga Yashimitsu. In the 15th century, Japan had a warring states period. In those days, there were a lot of samurai warriors who fought against each other to expand their territory. This period is the most popular in Japanese history because everyone had a chance to be a Japanese king. I would like to introduce the three most famous historical figures here. One is Oda Nobunaga. His territory was located near Nagoya, so I will call him Mr. Nagoya. Through many battles, he almost unified Japan. Do you know why he could do it? It is because he began using guns in battle. Until then, Japanese warriors used arrows and swords. However, just before becoming king, Mr. Nagoya was killed by his subordinate. It is said that Mr. Nagoya was short-tempered. That's why he was hated by his subordinate. If Mr. Nagoya had not been attacked by him, Nagoya might be the capital of Japan now. This subordinate planned to be the king of Japan instead of Mr. Nagoya. At that time, Toyotomi Hideyoshi defeated this subordinate. Toyotomi Hideyoshi was also Mr. Nagoya's subordinate. He took revenge for Mr. Nagoya and unified Japan. This is Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the second historical figure. He gained great power and was designated to the highest position just below the emperor. He built Osaka Castle and moved the political center from Kyoto to Osaka. So we call him Mr. Osaka. Mr. Osaka was born to a poor farmer. However, he was clever and very active. Therefore, Mr. Nagoya liked him and promoted him quickly. While Mr. Osaka was alive, Osaka was the center of politics and economy. Mr. Osaka was loved by Osaka citizens as a god of promotion. If he had had his sons succeed him, Osaka might be the capital of Japan now. But it wasn't. Why? Because of Tokugawa Ieyasu, the third historical figure. His territory was located near Tokyo, so we call him Mr. Tokyo. When Mr. Osaka was alive, Mr. Tokyo followed him. After Mr. Osaka passed away, Mr. Tokyo attacked Mr. Osaka's son and his mother living in Osaka Castle. The Osaka Castle was burned down, and they committed suicide in the fire. So the original Osaka castle was destroyed by Mr. Tokyo. Mr. Tokyo became the king of Japan and was designated as shogun by the emperor. He opened his government in Edo, now present-day Tokyo. After that, Tokyo became the center of Japan. Mr. Tokyo established a strong structure. Mr. Tokyo's son, the second shogun, rebuilt Osaka Castle. So the stone walls of Osaka Castle you see now were made by him. Mr. Tokyo's power was so strong that every local leader of warriors followed him. They served a huge stone to create the walls. Mr. Tokyo's government made Osaka Castle the headquarters for controlling Western Japan. Mr. Tokyo's government, called the Edo Bakufu, continued for about 270 years. There were 15 shoguns, all descendants of Mr. Tokyo. There is a famous saying expressing the characters of these three historical figures, the differences in how they treat a singing bird named Hototo Gisu. If it doesn't sing, kill it. If it doesn't sing, make it sing. If it doesn't sing, wait until it sings. Can you guess who each saying represents? Who do you resemble? All castles were built from the 16th to the 17th century. The stone walls of Osaka Castle were built in the 17th century, but the main tower was abandoned and not taken care of after the Edo Bakufu ended. Additionally, it was heavily damaged during World War II. After the war, Osaka citizens wanted to rebuild a new main tower. Money was donated by them, and the main tower was rebuilt. It was made of reinforced concrete and has elevators inside, making it very accessible to the elderly and disabled. The inside of the main tower is a kind of museum where you can learn about the life of Mr. Osaka. Alright, let's head to Osaka Castle. There are 5 entrances to Osaka Castle, but to enter through the main gate, Oatman, take the Osaka Metro Tanamachi line and get off at Tanamachi Yoncho-mei. If you use the JR Osaka Loop line, take the train towards Tsuruhashi and get off at Morinomiya. This is Osaka Government Building. This is NHK Hall. NHK is Nikon Hosokyokai, which means Japan Public Broadcasting. This is the Museum of History. This is the headquarters of Osaka Police. So when a criminal is arrested, this building is being broadcasted. Here is a map of Osaka Castle Park. It takes about 18 minutes on foot from any entrance to reach the castle. The Osaka Castle has 3 number 1 points. Can you guess? The number of visitors. The height of the stone wall. The entrance fee will be the most expensive next year, 1,000 yen. There are 2 moats. This moat is an outer moat. It is 30 meters high. The widest part is 100 meters, and the total length of the stone walls is 2 kilometers. Osaka Castle's weak point was the south side, so this wide moat was built there. Osaka Castle was first built by Toyotomi Hideyoshi. It was burned down by Tokugawa Ieyasu. The Tokugawa shogunate, which unified Japan, built a new Osaka Castle on the ruins of the first one and made it the western defense base. However, after the Meiji Restoration, Osaka Castle was abandoned like all other castles. It was also damaged in World War II. In 1955, the citizens of Osaka raised funds to rebuild the current Osaka Castle. It was made with the latest reinforced concrete technology at the time. The main tower was rebuilt, but the stone walls remain as they were when the Tokugawa shogun ordered the daimyo to build them. The daimyo transported large stones to show their loyalty to the Tokugawa shogun and built the stone walls. The stone walls show how powerful the Tokugawa shogunate was. The path leading to the Oatman Gate is a gentle slope. Also, look at the holes in the wall. These holes were used to shoot at enemies with guns. What you see on top of the stone wall is the Sungon turret. It defended the Oatman Gate from the northwest with crossfire. It was so valuable for defense that it was said to be worth paying 1,000 gold coins to take it. Inside the Oatman Gate is a square open space surrounded by stone walls and a turret. This is called Masagata. The 3 giant stones in the Masagata of the Oatman Gate were cut from a single stone and shaped into slabs. Masu is a measure for rice or sake. Masagata is surrounded by stone walls and turret gates. Enemies trapped in Masagata are attacked from the turret gates. After passing through the Oatman Gate, you can see the Shudokan and Hakoku Shrine. Shudokan is a place for practicing martial arts. Many police officers come here to train and improve their martial arts skills. Hakoku Shrine enshrines Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who first built Osaka Castle. Toyotomi Hideyoshi was born a poor peasant, but he rose through the ranks and eventually became the Taiko, second only to the emperor. He is still popular among the people and is regarded as the god of success. This is the Sakura Gate. It is also on an uphill slope to prevent enemy advancement. The large stone in front of you is called Taikoishi. It is the largest stone in Osaka Castle. It is 5.5 meters tall, 11.7 meters wide, and weighs 108 tons. It was placed here to prevent enemies from advancing straight ahead. The stone walls of Osaka Castle were built by 64 daimyo from various regions in western Japan. As proof, each daimyo's crest is carved into the stone walls. The result of the daimyo's dedication and pride is these magnificent stone walls. The method for splitting the stones involved making evenly spaced holes called yana in the stone, then driving wedges called ya into the holes to split the stone. The stones were transported using stone-pulling roads and placed on sleds called shura. The sleds had wheels made of logs. Many people pulled the sleds in unison with coordinated chants. Maraiza was built in 1931 to commemorate the enthronement of Emperor Showa. It was funded by 1.5 million yen in donations from citizens at that time. Along with the reconstruction of the Osaka Castle main tower and the establishment of Osaka Castle Park, it was constructed as the headquarters of the 4th Division. It was also used as a police building and museum, but now it serves as a tourist facility. There are souvenir shops, restaurants, banquet halls, and a small museum. This is a popular photo spot where you can capture Osaka Castle reflected in the pond along with the Japanese garden. This is the main tower of Osaka Castle. You can take the elevator up to the 5th floor. If the elevator is crowded, you can use the stairs, which take about 10 minutes to reach the 5th floor. From the 5th floor, you can use the stairs to go up to the 8th floor observation deck. Inside the main tower is a history museum that features miniature displays of Toyotomi Hideyoshi's life. There is also a place where you can take photos wearing samurai armor and clothes from the Sengoku period. There is also a replica of Golden Tea Room, which is said to have been made by Hideyoshi. Was known for his love of extravagance. The roof of Osaka Castle is originally made of copper. The original color is reddish-brown. Rainwater causes it to oxidize and turn green, called verdigris. This green layer protects the copper from rain and keeps it strong for many years. There is a boarding point for the Osaka Castle Gozabun boats. You can tour the inner moat. The fare is 1,500 yen for adults. That is Osaka Castle Hall. It is an arena that can hold 16,000 people. It is famous for hosting a concert of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony with 10,000 participants at the end of the year. Here is how to get to Kiraman Market from Osaka Castle Park Station. Take the Osaka Loop line towards Tsuruhashi and get off at Tsuruhashi. At Tsuruhashi, transfer to the Kintetsu line towards Namba. Get off at Kintetsu Nippombashi. Here is a map of Kiraman Market and Dotonbori. Kiraman Market is right outside the station, and it takes about 7 minutes on foot to reach Hozenji Yokocho. From Hozenji Yokocho, it's a 2-minute walk to Dotonbori. Kiraman Market is just south of the exit. At Kiraman Market in Osaka, you can enjoy a variety of fresh and delicious foods. Sushi and sashimi, freshly prepared slices of raw fish and seafood. Seafood, grilled or cooked options like crab, shrimp, oysters, and scallops. These are often served fresh and grilled right in front of you. They are typically seasoned with butter and soy sauce, giving them a rich and savory flavor. They are tender and juicy, making them a popular choice among seafood lovers visiting the market. Food: popular snacks such as takoyaki octopus balls, yakitori grilled chicken skewers, and tempura battered and fried seafood or vegetables. Wagyu beef, high-quality, marbled beef, often served grilled or as steak. Japanese sweets, traditional sweets like mochi rice cakes and taiyaki fish-shaped cakes filled with sweet bean paste. Taiyaki is a fish-shaped cake from Japan. It is made from a batter similar to pancakes and usually filled with sweet red bean paste. Sometimes, it has other fillings like custard, chocolate, or cheese. The cake is cooked until golden and crispy on the outside. Taiyaki is a popular street food and dessert in Japan. Kiraman Market offers a rich variety of flavors, perfect for any food lover. Ozenji Yokocho is a narrow alley in Osaka. It is famous for the Mizukake Fudo statue. People pour water on the statue to make their wishes, which has covered it in green moss. The alley is also known for its traditional atmosphere and small restaurants. Yukio Koji is a small, charming alley in Osaka, Japan. It is designed to look like the streets of old Edo, now Tokyo, offering a nostalgic atmosphere with traditional buildings and lanterns. Visitors can explore shops, restaurants, and tea houses that reflect Japan's historical culture. It's a quiet and picturesque spot, perfect for experiencing a slice of old Japan in the heart of the city. Dotonbori is a famous entertainment district in Osaka, Japan. It is known for its vibrant nightlife, bright neon lights, and delicious street food. Visitors can enjoy various activities, such as shopping, dining at restaurants, and taking boat rides on the Dotonbori Canal. The area is also famous for its giant billboards and signs, including the famous Glico Running Man. Dotonbori is a must-visit spot for tourists in Osaka. You can enjoy Osaka local food like takoyaki, okonomiyaki, and kushikatsu. Takoyaki, small round balls made of batter and filled with octopus, cooked in a special pan. Okonomiyaki, a savory pancake made with flour, eggs, cabbage, and various toppings, cooked on a griddle. Kushikatsu, deep-fried skewers of meat, vegetables, or seafood, often served with dipping sauce. If you go straight through Shinsaibashi Shopping Street, you will reach Shinsaibashi Station on the Osaka Metro Midasuji Line. If you go through Ebisubashi Shopping Street, you will reach Namba Station on the Osaka Metro Midasuji Line. Take the metro towards Umeda.